Autonomy is sort of like getting socks for Christmas as a kid. Sure, it's useful, but what you really wanted was that toy at the top of the shelf. It's like, alright, we've had around 10 rebellions, 43 independence movements, 3 civil wars, and now we've tied you up. So you better give anything we ask for. Yeah, I'll look into independence for you. After all, when there's common people, there's common interest, and someone to maybe unite that common interest. I'll look into it. I'm finished, you get autonomy. So we're gonna control almost everything ourselves. Depends if we like almost everything you want to control. We write the laws, you know. It looks like we are not heading in the right direction for the time being, my people. This is obviously a bit exaggerated, and there's many autonomous regions who do just fine. One to come to mind might be Greenland. Denmark has easily let it stand on its 100,000 feet, with the people with feet having their own united ethnicity. Because when there's common people, there's common interest. And talking about ethnicity, Vojvodina has its own thing with that. While Greenland has one main ethnicity, Vojvodina doesn't. It has many. Then why is it autonomous? And why does it have ethnic diversity? One of the main reasons for the diversity is because the area has been owned by these countries. The Habsburgs, which has changed names a few times, which I will just classify as one, and the Ottoman Empire. These countries have many ethnicities. Being under one of these countries might heavily impact the demographics within a region, but it will especially if the region has changed hands between the two empires, which is the case with Vojvodina. The first country in this changing of hands saga was Hungary. Vojvodina had been a part of the country ever since the 12th century, but it was not until around the 1400s when Serbians consisted of half of Vojvodina's population. But changing hands of countries it shall, and in the Battle of Mohawks in 1526 it changed hands. Hungarians and some Serbians in the region thought, "We didn't really sign up for this, did we? We'll go northwards, where it's hopefully similar to the home country." Serbians in the Ottoman Empire thought, "Oh wow, more land? Oh my, this is exactly what I signed up for." The population in the region decreased because of the migration northward, but those who remained after the migration were mostly Serbs, and those who came from the Ottomans were mostly Serbian. Just like that, most of Vojvodina was majority Serbian. When there's common people, there's common interest, and someone who will fulfill that common interest. That someone was Jovan Nenad. Through the aforementioned common interest and through the chaos of war, he created an empire and called himself Emperor. If he was an emperor, then I am a world-renowned celebrity. Looking at the empire's borders, you may think it was the predecessor to Vojvodina. But looking at the name of the country, it's called the Serb Empire, implying he wanted to create the country of Serbia. Now that Jovan was on the way to make a Serbian country, it would be a shame if he died in a battle that might make the country lose to some Ottomans. What this situation may have shown is that Serbians can rebel, revolt, hell, even start a new country from the midst of war. Jovan Nenad could have been a warning sign for the Ottomans, but they did not take it. After the Ottomans didn't take the hint to A, be nicer to the Serbians, and B, the hint to slow down the wars, a huge rebellion would follow. It didn't work, because look at the map, but they still didn't take the hints. Not even the latter hint, they repeated it. A repeat in war with the Habsburgs happened, and this was not the only repeat. There was a second, migration. Not many migrated to Vojvodina, mainly because they didn't take most of it for a couple of years, but it was still migration nonetheless. Emperor Leopold I took the hint and needed to solve one issue. Migrations galore! I couldn't ask for more. I genuinely don't want war. This is something I cannot ignore. Let's not be silent anymore. Hi, out of the goodness of my heart, I will give you autonomy in this area. In addition to autonomy, you're gonna have your own governorship. Something you all like. Since, when there's common people, there's common interest. Oh, thank you. We'll be waiting for the good stuff. So, are we gonna get what you promised? Hello? So, are we gonna get what you promised? So are we? Oh shit, you're dead. Screw it. We'll make our own assembly and ask again. After all, we get some power with an assembly. Hey Austria! Austria! Can we get autonomy now? No, stop annoying us. We won't give you autonomy. With this new rule of the Habsburgs, it would come with changes. Since the Habsburg monarchy is really ethnically diverse, it was bound to happen that the other peoples would go and populate Vojvodina. For a long time, many Austrians and Hungarians would populate there. Make no mistake, this time there would be no changing of hands for a long time, so this will definitely affect Vojvodina. With this graph that I made, we see that the annexation slowly but surely decreased the percentage of Serbians living in the region. In 1718, 72% of people living in Vojvodina were Serbs. This percentage decreased to around 50% in 1828, 33.7% in 1900, and in 1931 it reached its lowest point at 33%. 33% were Serbs, 21% were German, and 26% were Hungarian. In around the middle of this decrease, Serbians yet again revolted, and this time during the 1848 Hungarian Revolution. At this time, an attempt for independence was formed by the Serbians. They proclaimed Serbian Vojvodina and were on the side of Hungary. They later changed sides to Austria. This was a good decision, since the Austrians later won the rebellion. Congrats man, we've finally done it! You're right, my friend. Since you were such good friends and the fact that the traitorous Leopold promised autonomy in 1691, you're gonna get a governorship called Voivodeship of Serbia and Banat of Temeshvar. In addition, you're gonna get autonomy. Yes! Can I see a map of it? Oh, is this the first draft or something? No, it's indeed final. Why? There's more goddamn Romanians than Serbians, and we call ourselves Serbian Vojvodina. You couldn't have made it a more ethnically diverse area if you tried. Maybe that's a part of the plan. When there are common people, there are common interests, and maybe, just maybe, something to disrupt that interest. It's gonna be hard to find a common interest to rebel over, won't it? But look at the map, we can't even touch the other Serbia. What's the point of that? It's all a part of the master plan. The governorship lasted until it got incorporated in the Hungarian part of Austria in 1860, thus losing its autonomy. The problem was simply the damn Habsburgs not following up on its promises. Wouldn't it solve the Serbs' dreams if the Habsburg Empire just collapsed? After World War I, Austria-Hungary, a sort of new version of the Habsburgs, had its collapse. Vojvodina quickly unified with Serbia, which was now suddenly in the kingdom of Serbs, Croats and Slovenes. Let's discuss the name of this country a bit, shall we? Doing that, we get a closer look at the original idea and concept of the KSCS. All these are South Slavic, something Vojvodina and Kosovo lack. Is it weird that one is autonomous and one is kinda independent? When the ethnic diversity was at its worst in 1931, just 40% of the population of Vojvodina was South Slavic. And soon, with this ethnic diversity, autonomy would be granted, perhaps after the next World War. A year before Hitler's suicide, Yugoslavia decided Vojvodina would get autonomy, but it wasn't regulated until September 1945. Granted, it was just a small amount, but a large amount would come following the 1974 Yugoslav constitution. This constitution gave larger autonomy towards Kosovo and Vojvodina. They had done it. This was back in 1974, so how is it now? Well, a fellow called Milosevic said, "Alright lads, you've had your fun, now let me take your autonomy." Vojvodina, as you may predict, made a new movement for autonomy and wanted either slightly less or just as much autonomy like 1974. The movement didn't do much, but they were quick to action when Milosevic lost his government. This time they got a slight increase of autonomy, but remember, their autonomy was totally stripped after Milosevic, so it was a net loss for autonomy. This amount of autonomy is pretty much what they have today, very limited autonomy. In 2003, through an opinion poll, 75% of the people living there said that they supported autonomy, and even 5% supported that it would be an independent state. Let's go to the title of this video. Why is Vojvodina autonomous? Well, to put it simple, it has had a history of rebelling and trying to be independent. Jovenenad, that large rebellion, Voivodeship of Serbia and Banat of Temesvar, etc. And much of the population was not South Slavic, which goes against the concept of Yugoslavia. While it is not in Yugoslavia anymore, and the majority of people in Vojvodina is Serbian, the idea and practice of it being autonomous was never lost, which is why it is autonomous today. Thanks for watching.